In the news tonight, Governor Obiano has cautioned against disruption in Nigeria's food supply chain. Today is Global Hand Washing Day. IGP Idris orders detention of policemen over death of NEMA staff. And on the foreign scene, 6 people killed after heavy rains hit southwestern France. Good evening and thanks for joining us on ABS News. I am Franklin Onyekachi. The news in details. Governor Obiano has stressed the need for Nigerians to join the 43-nation group of Climate Vulnerable Forum as part of measures to find lasting solution to the incessant clashes between herdsmen and farmers. Governor Obiano was speaking while delivering a lecture in Boston, USA. We have details.
The forum is a global partnership of countries that are most vulnerable to global warming and have come together to negotiate for special concession and consideration from the United Nations. Governor Obiano noted that many analysts have identified climate change as one of the remote causes of violent clashes between farmers and herdsmen, as it results to increasing pace of desert encroachment in the far north, leading to herdsmen invasion of farmlands in the north central and some parts of the southern Nigeria. He said membership of the forum would attract some concession that would checkmate the spread of herdsmen menace. The governor warned that any disruption in the food supply chain of the country will escalate unemployment challenges, create avoidable food scarcity, and high revenue loss. He explained that agriculture remains the natural route for Nigeria's greatness, noting that with over 90 million hectares of land and 230 billion cubic of water complemented by abundant rainfall, the country has enough endowment to become self-reliant. He regretted that despite huge and material resources, the country has continued to rank low in Human Development Index. Governor Obiano said the country's diversity should be a source of strength, not weakness, and disclosed that his administration set up Herdsmen, Farmers, Cattlemen's Committee with strong rules of engagement and sanctions as part of measures to sustain peaceful coexistence in the state, and stressed the need for stakeholders to create more room for tolerance and diversity in communities as part of sustainable ways to forestall extremist tendencies and promoting peace. He noted that under his administration, Anambra has evolved into one of the model states in Nigeria with highest per capita, lowest poverty rate, and best security network.
Today is Global Hand Washing Day. Global Hand Washing Day is celebrated on 15th October every year world over. The day was created in August 2008 at the annual World Water Week in Stockholm, Sweden, which was endorsed by the United Nations General Assembly. Global Hand Washing Day is an opportunity to design, test, and replicate creative ways to encourage people to wash their hands at critical times. Theme for this year's Hand Washing Day is Clean Hands, a Recipe for Health. Njide Kaukoye, who gave insight on the importance of the day, reports that this year's theme focuses on the links between hand washing and food, including food hygiene and nutrition, as important parts to keeping food safe, preventing diseases, and helping children grow strong. Speaking on the significance of the day, the former president, World Organization for Early Child Education with UNICEF, Lady Pat Okeke, said that the day is important as it will help to create awareness on proper hand washing, noting that washing of hands entails washing crisscross fingers with soap or ash with water. She urged people to wash correctly as the hand puts edibles into the mouth to avoid germs. Lady Pat, who stated that germs get to the palms easily and causes diarrhea among children under 5 years as their hands collect germs while crawling and gets into the mouth, recalled that hand washing helped Nigerians in fighting Ebola, describing hand washing as an intervention to good health. For a nurse in Onitsha, Mrs. Ifeanyi Okoye, people should wash their hands before eating, after defecating or playing, adding that it is safer to wash hands using running water and clean hands with disposable paper or towel to avoid contacting diseases. Mrs. Okoye maintained that hands are the leading carriers of germs that causes diarrhea and other respiratory infections like pneumonia, and advocated more awareness on hand washing in schools, homes, and public places. Also speaking, another respondent, Mr. Ekene Agasiefo, said that hand washing promotes good health as it removes dirt, soil, and microorganisms from hands, noting that it is important for people to wash their hands, especially before eating, cooking, or feeding others. Mr. Agasiefo advocated establishment of facilities and places to wash hands in communities, schools, workplaces, and in health facilities to promote effective hand washing, and called on government at all levels to promote the act through research programs, policies, and advocacy for a healthy society. The Archbishop of Niger Province and Anglican Bishop of Nnewi Diocese, Most Reverend Godwin Okpala, has re-echoed call for the restructuring of the Nigerian nation for effective governance. Speaking at Azia in Ihiala local government area during a pastoral visit, Most Reverend Okpala maintained that only restructuring will end series of agitations in different parts of the country. He charged Nigerians to take full ownership of the nation's electoral process by getting their PVCs to enable them vote in candidates with people-oriented programs and policies during the 2019 elections. Most Reverend Okpala urged candidates for the election to engage on issue-based campaign instead of name-calling and acrimony. In a remark, the vicar of the church, Reverend Afamefuna Ojukwu, thanked Most Reverend Okpala for the visit and charged Christians to always be their brother's keeper. About 152 candidates have received Sacrament of Confirmation at St. Mary's Catholic Church, Alo, in Idemili South Council area. The Sacrament of Confirmation was administered on them by the Auxiliary Bishop of Onitsha Catholic Archdiocese, Most Reverend Dennis Isuzo, during his pastoral visit to the church. We have details.
Official high mass to mark the visit, the candidates appeared in dazzling white clothes with lighted candles. In a homily centered on prayer, Bishop Isuzo said that God relates to Christians through prayers, which underlines the need for regular prayer. Most Reverend Isuzo stated that Christ made it possible for Christians to petition God freely without any hindrance or obstacle, and listed ways to petition God for immediate answer. The prelate encouraged parents to root their children in Christ, raise them up according to God's directive and the tenets of the church, stating that when good morals are inculcated in them, the society will be a better place. Most Reverend Isuzo charged the candidates to be soldiers of Christ, avoid immorality, and always reflect the light of God in their daily activities, adding that they should always pray for forgiveness and go for confession whenever they go astray. The vicar of the church, Very Reverend Father Dr. Martin Onukuba, said that the visit was of great importance as so many souls have been converted, charging the newly confirmed to wear the armor of good conduct and win souls for Christ as his foot soldiers. Among the dignitaries at the Mass were the Minister of Labour, Dr. Chris Ngige, and Senator representing Anambra Senatorial District, Chief Victor Ume.
It was a mixture of class and culture at Obuza quarters of Onitsha, as families, friends, and well-wishers gathered at the country home of Mr. Chike and Mrs. Patience Obiobolu to attest to the traditional marriage of their daughter, Ms. Ogogwa Obiobolu. The mother of the bride is a staff of Anambra Broadcasting Service, a reason the ABS family, led by the Director of News and Current Affairs of the establishment, Mr. Geb Okpaleze, trooped out en masse to witness the event. Emmanuel Chibata has the details.
The event, which marked creation of a new Igbo family, commenced with traditional payment of dowry. This was done by a select few from both families who agreed on the bride price before the bride was officially handed over to the groom, Mr. Nnamdi Araka, who hails from Odeje village in Onitsha. The bride, in company of her maids and brother, danced around the arena as she welcomed her guests. In their remarks, the parents of the groom, Mr. and Mrs. Nweze Araka, who said that respect for each other in marriage is the most important factor for new couples to begin their lives as husband and wife, charged the couple to live in peace, endurance and humility, while advising them to shun any act or third party that will threaten their marriage. The parents of the bride, Mr. and Mrs. Chike Obiogbolu, prayed God to grant them fruit of the womb, long life, prosperity, and unity.
I was giving her hand in marriage to Nnamdi. I told them all one should respect the husband, then the husband should respect her equally. They should live like myself and their father.
On behalf of the ABS family, Mr. Obaleze prayed God to bless their new home, even as he said that it is a thing of joy for every parent to witness the marriage of their children.
We pray that God will bless the new family that is just taken off today. We also pray that her living her husband, father's family will be a thing of joy to the family she's living, and also a thing of joy to the family she's going to join.
Expressing their joy, the new couple, Mr. and Mrs. Nnamdi Araka, who noted that all that glitters are not gold, called on youths to seek God's intervention while looking for a spouse. The event climaxed with presentation of gifts, danced by the bride and the groom, while the guests were treated to sumptuous meals and assorted drinks. From Onitsha, I am Emmanuel Shibata, reporting for ABS News.
The management of Anambra Broadcasting Service has expressed regrets over the embarrassment caused the traditional ruler of Isiago in Awka South local government area, Igwe Augustine Nwankwo, and Ndi Isiago for airing commercial request cards referring to another individual as Igwe-elect of Isiago. In a statement made available to newsmen, the management said the establishment holds Igwe Nwankwo in high esteem and also respect the culture and tradition of Ndi Isiago, and noted that the station recently covered Igwe Nwankwo's New Yam Festival. The Inspector General of Police, Mr. Ibrahim Idris, has ordered the detention of policemen allegedly involved in the death of Ms. Aneta Akapson in Abuja on Saturday. Idris also ordered immediate investigation of the incident in which the deceased was allegedly shot dead by a policeman who later claimed that it was a mistaken identity. The deceased, believed to be a staff member of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, was allegedly killed close to her residence in Maitama, Abuja, by the police during an argument. The number of policemen involved in the incident has not been established, and police authorities have remained silent on it. According to a statement by the police spokesman, Acting DCP Jimo Moshood, today in Abuja, the IG directed the Commissioner of Police in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, to commence the investigation. It added that the IGP Idris commiserated with the family of the deceased and assured that justice will be done in the matter. The Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR, in Niger State has sought the technical advice from a standard laboratory in Kaduna over the contamination of water sources in 3 communities in Takogi Ward in Doko area of Lavun local government area of the state. Samples of the water taken from hand-dug wells, boreholes, and streams were sent to the laboratory last week. It was learned. The action of the DPR followed complaints by the communities to the federal government agency and the Niger State Ministry of Health that some of their sources of water had been contaminated, making the samples to smell of petrol. The communities claimed that if urgent steps were not taken, the situation could result into an epidemic. Their concern also rose from two different reports given on the situation by the Niger State Ministry of Health and the DPR. Last week, it was gathered that the controller of the DPR in the state, Alhaji Issa Jankara, again dispatched some staff to the affected communities where they obtained fresh samples of water from various water sources. Jankara confirmed that the samples had been sent to Kaduna for forensic analysis, but the controller, however, could not say how long it would take for the results to be out, but pleaded for patience on the part of the communities. 6 people have been killed after heavy rains hit southwestern France, civic chiefs say. Rescue helicopters were waiting for clearer weather before they could launch rescue operations. The local government prefect of Aude, Aliantirian, told journalists. Among the worst hit areas were the villages of Concasso-Obel and Villadonel, where waters rose as high as the first-floor windows of some houses. The flash flood struck without warning, and at least one victim was swept away by raging waters while sleeping, Tyrion said. In 5 hours, up to 180 millimeters of rain fell in the area around Casasson in between Toulouse and Perpignan, near the Spanish border. Authorities have urged residents not to use their cars because the majority of the roads had been cut off by the rain. It comes after strong winds lashed parts of Portugal and Spain over the weekend. Torrential rains are not uncommon in France at this time of the year, but meteorologists have said that exceptionally warm sea water along the Mediterranean coast of southern France may be intensifying the rains. The year so far is France's hottest since 1900, according to the State Meteorological Service. And in the world of sports, despite Super Eagles' 4-0 victory over Libya on Saturday in Uyo, Nigeria's technical advisor, Janot Roa, has demanded more from the Ahmed Musa-led squad as the team flies out of the Akwa Ibom state capital on a chartered flight for Sfax, Tunisia this morning. Nigeria is to engage Libya's Mediterranean Knights as Stade Tebhiri in Sfax, Tunisia, in the first fixture of the AFCON 2019 Group E qualifier on Tuesday evening. Odion Igalo hit his first hat-trick for the Super Eagles, while Samuel Carlo added another late one to help them move up Nigeria to second spot in Group E, a point behind leaders South Africa. The Super Eagles, who are aiming to return to the summit of African football after missing AFCON 2015 and 2017 back-to-back, need at least a point in the clash with Libya in Sfax to keep their dream of qualifying for Cameroon 2019 alive. The Franco-German coach insisted that the 4-0 scoreline was commendable, but several lapses noticed in the match day 3 clash in Uyo needed to be corrected in the reverse fixture tomorrow. Rowe, however, gave kudos to Eagles for exploiting the wing play for the maximum damage inflicted on the Mediterranean Knights. Eagle began the AFCON 2019 campaign with a surprise 0-2 home loss to visiting South Africa in June last year in Uyo, but won 3-0 away in Seychelles in last month. Only the top 2 teams in the group will qualify for next year's AFCON. And that's the size of our news package tonight. But remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ABSRadioTelevision. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABSRadioTV. And just before we go, another look at the top stories. Governor Obiano has cautioned against disruption in Nigeria's food supply chain. The governor was speaking while delivering a lecture in Boston, USA. Today is Global Hand Washing Day. IGP Idris has ordered the detention of policemen over death of NEMA staff. And on the foreign scene, we told you that 6 people have been killed after heavy rains hit southwestern France. And that's the news. Thanks for watching. I am Franklin Onyekachi. Good night.